Hi everyone, this is Phil from It Gaming, and today I'm going to show you my guide to the new and improved Stegosaurus in ARK Survival Evolved. The Stegosaurus has been with ARK Survival Evolved since the game's inception, and it is absolutely due for a new coat of paint. I can't tell you the last time I rode one of these things, because there was always a better choice. This thing was slow, it isn't the best gatherer, it doesn't really fight very well. There was nothing that really made me want to use the Stegosaurus. So let's see whether or not the TLC pass has made the Stegosaurus something worth using. First, let's take a look at, well, its looks. The Stegosaurus always has a very distinctive look, and Wildcard did a good job of not changing it too dramatically. What they did change is they increased the size of the plates on the back of the Stegosaurus, and they made the skin texture of the Stegosaurus a little less muddy. At the front of the Stegosaurus, the biggest change here is the saddle. They've changed it by removing the bit in its mouth, and that way the Stegosaurus can actually close its mouth, and it looks a little less gomless. The taming of a Stegosaurus is just about the easiest thing in the world, and it hasn't been changed in any way that I can tell with the TLC pass. Since Stegosauruses are docile until attacked, you can get right up to them and choose when you want to initiate a tame. They will follow you, and they're so slow that they basically won't catch you. And yeah, tranking a steg is not a hard thing at all. To actually tame the steg, you could just use mayho berries. It is a herbivore, so it can go very easily that way. But if you want to speed up the process, the best food for the process is regular kibble. And in a short amount of time, you will have a Stegosaurus to call your very own. I'm gonna call mine Spiky. In order to make a saddle for the Stegosaurus, there hasn't been much change since the TLC pass. You'll find it at level 26 in your engram list. And to make it, you will need fiber, hide, and wood, and you make it in your inventory. So even though they are saying that the Stegosaurus is more of a mid-game dinosaur now, as far as the saddle's concerned, it's definitely early game. Now we can actually take a look at some of the real changes that have been made to the Stegosaurus, and to do so, we're first going to take a look at the dossier for the Stegosaurus, particularly the domesticated paragraph, which reads as follows. Stegosaurus is commonly used as a safe way to transport large quantities of goods, and once you saddle one up, not even an Argentavis could knock you off that perch. The Stegosaurus can be trained to flex its back plates for different purposes, hardened to shield it from attack, in a heavier alignment that deals crippling blows, or oriented more sharply to pierce armor. These various plate configurations also come in handy for stripping wood from trees, gathering thatch, or foraging for wild berries, respectively. Stegosaurus can knock back or impale with the whip of its spiky tail, keeping predators at bay or pinning them in place. Its spiked appendage also helps for gathering berries. So let's see how the dossier translates into actual gameplay. There are 3 different modes that are available for the plates that are on the back of the Stegosaurus, and you can select in between them by pressing C by default on PC. You can also tell which one you're in at any given time by looking at the icon that's located on the top right of the screen. The first mode is called hardened, and you can tell you're in hardened because the plates on the back will be upright and they will be orange. When I press C again, I will go into heavy mode, and the plates will flatten out, and they will be a nice shade of blue. Now, in this mode, when you attack in heavy mode, you will actually slow opponents that you attack. When I press one more time, I will move it into sharpened mode. The plates will go upright, and they will become yellow striped, and when I'm in this mode, I know that I'm riding on a spiky boy. In hardened mode, the Stegosaurus acts like a hatchet. It becomes very good at collecting wood, and okay at collecting thatch, and not okay at all at collecting any berries. The other reason you'd want to use hardened mode is that it's an armored mode. It will cause a 50% reduction in damage. You can see the raptor here was doing 18 damage. It is now only doing 9, unless I go into a different mode, and then I'm back to 18 again. The heavy mode is very good at collecting thatch. It also collects a small amount of berries and a small amount of wood. The reason you'd want to use this mode is because it slows your opponents when you hit them in heavy. As you can see, this raptor is running towards me very, very slowly. Here's another example. I'm going to hit a Microraptor, and the thing is moving just ridiculously slowly. That being said, the effect only lasts for about 5 seconds, so after 5 seconds, they spring right back to life. If you're in sharpened plate, you will be gathering berries faster than you probably want to, because holy crap, you gather a lot of berries very, very quickly. In sharpened mode, you will also pierce armor, though the dossier wasn't really specific as to what kind of armor. Here I'm trying to attack a turtle which has a fair amount of armor, but it does no additional damage to sort of armored creatures. What it means by armor in this case is it means the armor that you would find on saddles, or the armor that you would find on armor on players. So here I put an Ascendant saddle on a Parasaur, and I unclaim the Parasaur, otherwise this test won't work. And I'm going to start in hardened plate and see what damage I do to my little Parasaur friend here. And I do 18, and now I'm going to go into heavy, and I'll do an attack here, and I think that was a crit, so I'll do it again. Yeah, another 18. So now I'll go into sharpened mode and take one more attack, and there we are, 66. So yeah, I'm definitely doing more damage, though I'll admit it's rather inconsistent. Another wonderful feature of the Stegosaurus is it now prevents you from being knocked off your saddle. So now the Microraptors, which used to be a horrible menace, are now basically a tiny little nuisance. Finally, if that wasn't enough, the Stegosaurus's alternate attack, which is right-click by default on PC, has the ability not only to knock back a creature, but if it is damaged enough, and you can tell it's damaged enough by the red reticle that will appear, you can spear it in place with the tail and just hold it there. So I'm just going to do it again to this poor turtle. And when I do it, the sky is clear at how great this is. My gosh, so just hold it in place. This is definitely awesome if you need to tame something, and or you just want to watch it die slowly, really.
Do you have any more tips about the TLC Stegosaurus? Tell us what they are in the comments below. If you found this video useful, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. And as always, have fun out there!